Hey guys, it's Lisa. I know it's been a long time and I've got some explaining to do. This is my second time recording this video. I did it last night and I was so excited and so nervous that there was things I wanted to say, things that I should do as far as recording, and I was just so all over the place that I forgot. So I'm here back again today trying to record this video. Um, Sorry, I've got gum in my mouth. I also wanted to say I lost a nail yesterday. I've got to go get that fixed. It makes my finger look like it's a nub compared to the others. um, so I know that it has been a very long time since I've done a video, but I wanted to let you guys know that I am back, and I hope that I'm back for good. I hope you guys are excited about it. I am very excited about it. So I wanted to take this time during this video to explain why I left, all of that stuff. Sorry, something popped up and I was looking. I've got a monitor over here so I can see myself. I also have notes written down so that I know, all of my talking points. So if I look away from the camera, I'm sorry, bear with me. I got to get back used to this whole recording thing again, but I am excited to be here. So where have I been? Some of you may know and some of you may not know about me getting sick back in 2015 and having to be in a medically induced coma due to MRSA in my lungs. And I had to essentially reteach my body to walk again and all of those things because my muscles and all of that just went kaput on me. So I started my channel when I first got home from that ordeal. And I started it at that time because I needed something to occupy my mind, and I needed a way to be creative because I was becoming depressed and suffering with severe anxiety. So I had decided to start a YouTube channel, but it was too difficult. I wasn't ready. I was still way too weak, way too sick, and I just could not keep up. I stayed exhausted all the time, and it just wasn't a good fit. So I ultimately made the decision to fall back from the YouTube. I didn't mean to just disappear on you guys. It's just that that's the way it happened. So I'm now better than what I was. I'm still not 100%. The doctors say that I'm doing way better than most people in my situation because most people don't make it. And if they do, they need care for the rest of their life. And that was kind of what they had told my family, that I would need care the rest of my life. So I'm doing better than most. So I'm ahead of the game, but I'm still not back to being Lisa. I still have some bumps in the road that I need to take care of. One of them is my weight loss journey. I just started a new medication under my doctor's advisement. It's an injection that I give myself every day, and it's called Saxenda. And I have lost 13 pounds in 2 weeks. My main problem right now is I've got a lot of fluid. I retain fluid. And I probably have about 50 pounds of fluid right now. It seems like every pound of weight I lose, I gain 2 pounds of fluid. But as the cooler months come on, that will kind of dwindle down. But the shots that I'm on, it's the same thing as Victoza, which is a diabetic medication, but it causes massive weight loss. So they repackaged it, renamed it, and put it out on the market. The FDA approved it, and they put it out on the market as a weight loss medication. And so far, it's working. It keeps me nauseated quite a bit, but it's working. I have ultimately made the decision to do the weight loss surgery, but because of COVID and all of that and the things that I have to have done to get the surgery, I have put that on hold. And the reason being, as you guys know, I do have this scar from having a trach where I got sick, and I had some breathing issues. So, one of the things to get the weight loss surgery was my surgeon wanted me to get a complete workup and make sure that I was okay from many different spectrums, to make sure that I was okay for the surgery, because he doesn't want anything to go wrong. So one of those was that I needed to get approval from my pulmonologist. So I went to my pulmonologist, and he decided at that time that it was best to just do a 100% complete workup again from scratch, just to be on the safe side. So I went in and I done all of those tests, the function breathing tests and all of that. And what was wild was when I got done, he said, well, you do have asthma, he said, but you do not have COPD. And I was diagnosed with COPD and having scar tissue in my lungs from where I had gotten sick. And he said I had no signs of COPD, and I did have asthma. He said, so what I want to do now is go have a CT scan of your trach area and your upper airway, because I want to see if you've got any scar tissue that's possibly blocking your airway. Because I said, if I don't have this, then why can I still not breathe? And, you know, my voice comes and out, it comes and goes, it becomes real scratchy, and I'm sure you can hear that. I become hoarse. So I went and had the CT scan, and praise God, all of this happened, because when I go back to see my pulmonologist, he says, there is no damage left in your lungs from when you were sick. He said, as a matter of fact, your lungs don't even show signs of you ever smoking. And I smoked, guys, from the time I was 10 years old up till July of 2015 when I got sick. So that was a long while. And I was what I would consider a heavy smoker. I smoked anywhere from a pack to a pack and a half a day. So, yeah, the smoking was real. So I wasn't sure why my lungs had regenerated and healed, but I'm thankful that they did. But I was sitting there feeling like an idiot because I'm telling him that I can't breathe, but yet he's telling me my lungs look great. So I asked him, I said, well, then why can't I breathe? And that's when he said that I have tracheal stenosis. And what that is weakening of your trach, and it's also where your trach shrinks. So, and mine was due to surgeon error whenever I had my tracheostomy. So what's happening is, and I had been complaining about my breathing whenever I would just be like sitting at the house and I was breathing. I would have like an involuntary, kind of like a hiccup, but breathing. It would be like, and then I would start back breathing again. Well, come to find out what that was, that's my trachea collapsing. So it's closing up and then opening back. So when it closes, I can't get any air in my trach. And then on top of that, my trach is, of course, a lot smaller than it's supposed to be. So mine, he said, is about the size of an infant's. He said, so imagine a drinking straw. So I'm breathing through a hole that's about that big. I don't know if I'm turning that right. That big. And then it's collapsing on top of itself. And then on top of that, and it weakening, my thyroid is enlarged and it's pushing in on it. So your trach is supposed to run up and down. Mine is going like this, and then it cuts in and then goes back out like an hourglass. So in order to have the surgery, I have to have that fixed, because what happens when I get put to sleep, it will collapse completely and will not open back up. So I will not have an airway. So it has to be fixed before I can have surgery. I went to 2 ENTs who has a history with working with people with tracheal stenosis. and they refused to touch me. They said that it was the worst they had ever seen, and they didn't know that they could fix it because they had no idea how to keep my airway open and weren't certain that they could ever put another trach in. So they just wouldn't do it. The last one that I went to said that I needed to go see Dr. Gelbard, who is an ENT at Vanderbilt. And I've been told by many doctors that he is the best in the country. So I went and seen Dr. Gelbard, and thankfully he said that he could get a trach put back in. And once the trach is in, he can reconstruct my upper airway. So what we ultimately decided to do, because I told him that I was having this weight loss surgery, and that was what started all of this. And he said that he did not want to do the repair first and then me go have the weight loss surgery and then mess my airway back up after he had fixed it. And he didn't want to do that because he didn't want me to have to come back and have another total upper airway reconstruction. So what we had decided was I will go to him, and the visit that I had with him was the day that all the toilet paper started disappearing from the stores and that COVID got really bad. And so all of that was pretty new and getting pretty bad at the time. So what we had decided was he would put the trach back in, and while I would have to stay there a week while it healed. And then after it heals, I will come back to Knoxville and have my gastric bypass while I have the trach. That way I've got an open airway, and we don't have to worry about any problems during surgery, because I'm doing the big surgery where they reroute your intestines and all of that. So that way everything is good on that front. So then once I heal from that surgery, I will go back to Vanderbilt, and at that time Dr. Gelbard will reconstruct my entire upper airway. And due to COVID, I told him that I would feel more comfortable waiting until that chills out, because I don't want to be walking around here with an open airway and an airborne virus going around. That would open me wide up for the ability to get it. So we decided to wait. And while I'm waiting on that, that was when the doctor decided to send me to the weight loss clinic, which is where I got the Saxenda shots. So that's where I'm at on all of that. And I will be keeping you guys up to date on everything and doing check-ins on my weight as I go and all of that stuff. So that will be something you guys get to see along the way. I will also be continuing to do makeup videos, skincare videos. This is predominantly a beauty channel, but I like to call it a beauty/lifestyle channel because I don't want to be restricted to beauty only. I want to be able to do anything that you guys want to see and anything that I feel like I need to put out there. And I hope you guys enjoy it. I want to touch base a little bit on why I decided to come back. My intentions were never to leave forever. And I didn't even intend to stay gone as long as I did. It's just that I needed to physically, emotionally, and mentally. But I have missed it every day. And I cannot tell you the joy that I have making these videos and getting to talk to you guys. And part of that is because none of my in-person circle of friends, none of them have a passion for makeup and beauty the way that I do. They'll talk to me about it, but I know that they're not interested in it, so I don't sit and talk about it a lot or anything like that. So my channel is a place that I can come to and play with makeup and have a group of people that I can talk to that can relate back to me, that enjoy makeup just as much as I do. So that was kind of the whole reason for having my channel. That, and also having a safe place to come when I'm having problems with depression or anxiety, because I do suffer with anxiety a lot. It's a little bit different from what most people suffers from, but I do have it, and mine rears its head a lot at night. For some reason, I love the dark and I love scary things, but for some reason, the nightfall always brings on my anxiety, and it has since I was a young girl. It's not the dark itself, I think it's the loneliness of the night, if that makes any sense. It just feels so solitary and lonely to me, and I don't sleep very good. I might sleep 3 hours a night if I'm lucky. I'm a very light sleeper, so any sound wakes me up. I'm constantly up, having to go to the bathroom, and just I don't sleep. Once I'm one of those people that once I'm up, I'm up. So I normally will finally pass out from watching TV probably around 12 or 1. And then I can guarantee by 2 o'clock I'm up going to the bathroom or whatever. I'll stay up again for 30 minutes to an hour, and then I'll fall back asleep, and I'll sleep for maybe an hour, and then I'm back up, and then I get up out of the bed at that point and just go to the living room and sit in my recliner, and I'll either watch TV or read or something. And from there, I will sleep off and on. Sometimes it's 15-minute lengths, sometimes it's 30 minutes. So I don't get much sleep at all. So I think my anxiety is one of the things that keeps me from sleeping. I get up out of the bed at night because laying in bed causes me anxiety, and that is so crazy. And I don't know what I'm anxious about. I just know that I'm anxious. So I don't know if it has to do with where I got sick, because I was fine, and then I went to bed and I got up and I was sick, dying, and all of this stuff happened after that. So I don't know if somewhere, in my subconscious that's what's lurking around, but anyway, having this channel does help with that anxiety. When I'm having those rough times, I can just come in here in my beauty room and play with makeup in my safe zone and do a video, and I know that I'm going to be able to talk to you guys after it's posted, and that helps me brighten up that lonely night. So that's one of the reasons why I love my channel. Also, if you are returning to my channel from previous, you'll notice that I did change the name from Big Girls Are Beautiful Too. I changed it to Lisa Ann. I like the way that sounded. It seemed a lot cleaner to me, a lot easier to tell people, because I had to tell people how to spell the other one. And that's my name, Lisa Ann. So it just kind of fit. So that's why I changed the name of my channel. So I'm going to try to upload one video daily. It may take me a while to get that ironed out here the first few weeks, but my goal is a daily video. Right now, I have got a sheet full of ideas for this month that I've been working on. So I've got plenty of ideas. So I know that I'll be doing some Halloween looks because it is that month. I'll be doing some shop my stashes, because I shop my stash on a daily basis. I shop on a weekly basis for some items and daily for some items, because my collection is so big, but I don't like for it to just set. I like to be using it and rotating it, and instead of doing huge declutters, as I'm going through my products daily or weekly, if I'm not liking them or I'm not excited to use them when they get drew, because I do a blind draw. I'm just OCD like that. Because if I go in and pick an item, I will tend to pick my favorites all the time. So in order to make sure I'm using all of my products, I just go in blind and reach in, or I do a number draw. I'll show you guys how I do that later on. But, and if I don't like it, or if I'm not excited to use it when I draw it, I will either make a note on it so that if I feel the same way the next time I get rid of it, or I go ahead and get rid of it this time. And when I get rid of it, it goes into a box. Let me know and I will gladly do it. I have a box sitting over here for an Ulta haul coming up. I've got some things coming from Sephora, I think, that I can do a haul on and give you some looks or use some products out of that. So I've just got a lot of things coming up and I am so excited. I can't tell you how excited I am. So anyway, please subscribe to my channel if you're not, and click the little bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. And also, guys, if you don't care, share my videos with your friends and family so that the channel can grow. I would love to get as many friends as possible and just make our little family grow, because the more people that we have, the more brains that we have, and a collective brain is a good brain. So, you know, I can ask you guys questions, you can ask me questions, and we can just be friends. And that's really what I want. So subscribe.